So before you apply for or file a claim for benefits, you need to know what policies you have, and you need to know what's in your policy. Now, I touched a bit about what you should know is in your policy, but one of the most important policy terms that I think you need to know is what's called a residual disability benefit. Why is that important? Well, many people that I represent have been working while they've been disabled, and they start to see a drop in their income, and that might trigger their entitlement to monthly benefits based on a reduction of income. Now, the issue becomes, when did this income drop off? How can we prove that it's related to your disability? What's the method to calculate the before monthly income? Because that's the number against which everything's going to be compared. How do you calculate your post-disability monthly earnings? And then ultimately, how do you calculate your entitlement to benefits? And you also want to know, is there a provision in this policy that says if you go so many months without collecting these residual disability benefits, you lose your right to those benefits? So things like the sale of a business asset, like a building or other property, can impact the calculation and the payment of residual disability benefits. And I've seen that happen to a client who lost his disability benefits because the practice he was in sold a building that blew through his income limits. And the carrier said, well, you don't have the necessary loss of income for the appropriate period of time. Too bad, so sad. Your disability benefits are gone. Another key provision is notice. And you need to be giving the carrier timely notice. And that's really key, particularly if we've got a residual disability claim. The other thing that I think is important is the understanding of what the causal relationship is between the diagnosis and the restrictions and limitations and the inability to perform your own or any occupation. So you need to understand, look, what do I have to prove? What's in my medical records, and what are the symptoms that make me unable to do my own occupation or any occupation? And have I conveyed, or can I convey that information to my physician, and have my physician support the my application for disability benefits? Now, I want you to understand that these are key provisions in each of these policies. But what also is important is another provision in these policies that might say, look, if you get disability benefits from another disability carrier, we don't have to pay you benefits, or we might get to subtract that or consider the amount of those benefits in calculating your benefits. So the other important thing we need to understand is the interaction between the disability insurance policies and whether they will offset or reduce each other. Because I've seen cases where a disability policy becomes worthless because one policy says that they can reduce their benefits by the receipt of benefits in another policy. Now, most individual disability policies won't say that, but ERISA disability policies just might say, hey, if you collect benefits, individual disability benefits, or you collect ERISA disability benefits from another carrier, guess what? We don't have to pay you benefits, or we get to reduce that income. You need to know those sorts of things before you stop working and apply for your benefits. Now, I know this has been a lot of information to absorb, so let's take a break before we talk about the third topic.
Are you a professional with questions about your individual disability policy? You need the Disability Insurance Claim Survival Guide for Professionals. This book gives you a comprehensive understanding of your disability policy, with tips and to-dos regarding your disability application that will assist you in submitting a winning disability application. This is one you won't want to miss. For the next 24 hours, we are giving away free copies of the Disability Insurance Claim Survival Guide for Professionals. Order yours today at disabilityclaimsforprofessionals.com.